I hope you guys see my last video because boy is that the truth. We are seeing extreme volatility yet again and heading into the most important catalyst of 2022. This will set the stage for monetary policy throughout the rest of the year. Is the Fed going to start being a super hawk? Are they going to tighten too fast and throw us into a recession? How are market participants going to digest that information that they get tomorrow? Who knows what's actually going to be said? I do not know Fed Jerome Powell, but what I do know is that I am watching this very closely, as all investors are as well. We have seen a very volatile move, going down about 2.5% on the S&P, now almost positive. Guys, the volatility is here, and ultimately what that means is opportunity is here, and that's exactly what we are doing in the buy and sell alerts community. If you guys want access to that, link down below in the pinned comment. But forget all that. Let's go over what's going on with AMC stock today and what can we expect tomorrow. So as far as today, we're down about 3.5%, which is actually not bad. This should be refreshing to everybody. The fact that AMC is not down substantially more than some of its peers, right? Some of the stocks I always talk about, DraftKings, SoFi, all these other stocks, they're down more than 3.5% right now. So that's good. Heading into the end of the day, it's going to be incredibly volatile the last really 10 minutes of trading. There is something called the 10-minute rigged, and that's not exactly what it is. That's just what I like to call it, but it's essentially where all of the final orders go in the last 10 minutes, literally 3:50 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. All those orders go in and you'll see that big move to the upside or the downside. If we do see a continued move and that last 10 minutes is bullish, then you do tend to see the next day be bullish as well. But it's all going to come down to what Fed Jerome Powell is going to say. If he says something the markets are not expecting, the markets will have to try to price that in very fast or pretty much immediately, and you will see a negative reaction or even a positive reaction. If we do see a positive reaction, AMC should benefit from that a lot due to the strength that AMC is showing. I don't personally think AMC is going to break under $20 per share unless something crazy is announced. And if something is announced that is just crazy, the markets did not see coming, it blindsides us, then I would expect to fall to $18.50. But if that doesn't happen, if it's more in lines with kicking the can down the road, not really giving us full clarity on what's going to happen, then I do think we could see a slight pullback down to 20. If he says we're just going to wait, we're not going to start selling our assets yet, we reevaluate this situation or something along those lines, then I would expect to see a major rally. And if history is any different, or well, if history is the same as what we've seen back here December 14th, then we could see possibly a $10, $12 move to the upside to put us back to that $32 range. The most important level is still going to be the 20-day simple moving average at about $26.30 per share. So I'm going to be watching that pretty closely. If we get a clean break above that and can head back above $29 per share, that's going to be really good. But ultimately, tomorrow is the biggest catalyst of 2022, or at least the biggest catalyst in the near-term future. Inflation numbers do come out on Wednesday, so that's going to be another catalyst, but they are expected to be 7%. So I do think it could actually be a really good catalyst if inflation comes in much lower. This is going to be the first inflation report that oil is going to have a negative or a positive impact to driving down inflation. Oil prices have went down a bit, and that's going to help inflation come down a little bit as well. So if that comes in at 5 or 6%, the markets could actually rally a lot off of that. To see the markets sell off, you're going to have to see inflation coming in at, over 7%. I don't think that's personally going to happen, but it is possible nevertheless. As far as some of the data that you guys need to know, take a look at Ortex. We're looking at 17.69% short interest of free float. You're looking at a short interest change of negative 0.07%. And that's why I don't like to look at the daily estimates, because the stock is down and was down close to 7% at one point today, but the short interest hasn't climbed at all. Give me a break. We're looking at 90.8 million shares that are currently sold short. The settlement day, the last time we actually knew what the short interest was, December 15th, was about 19% as far as the exchange reported short interest data. So I would imagine it's even higher than that. But taking everything else into consideration, the fact that hedge funds can hide their short interest very easily, and it's a small fine, a couple $100,000 is nothing compared to their portfolios and what they have on the line in this trade. So they do that, and that's just a fact. And my personal opinion is the short interest is really in between 40 and 80% on any given basis. I think it fluctuates around a lot, but 40 to 80%, that's more realistic in my personal opinion. As far as the share utilization, you're looking at 76.16%, which really hasn't changed around too much. The days cover at 2.48, going up again in a pretty dramatic way. So that's ultimately going to help fuel the rally when that does come. As far as the max pain, let's go ahead and pull that up. It's at about $24 per share. So if you are a believer in the max pain, then that would signal some upside throughout this week. And keep in mind, it is only Monday, so we're very young into the week, and there is a lot of things that are going to happen, including bank earnings, if I didn't say that earlier. That's going to happen on Friday, and all of this is going to be very important, and by the end of the week, we should have a lot of clarity to what to expect throughout the next couple months, possibly throughout the rest of the year, to be quite honest with you guys, if the Fed's going to be super aggressive or tone it down and start being a little bit more dovish. And that could be very, very good, because Friday is the 14th, and you're not looking at too much call or put activity for this week, but the next week, that's the big catalyst. January 21st, where you do have about 101,667 calls that are in the money, 552,000 that are out of the money. We really have to get up to about that $40 strike to see a lot of calls go into the money, and that's going to be over 60,000 calls. So that's going to be substantial, and hopefully we can get back up to those levels. It is certainly possible if the Fed comes out dovish. If they do not, it's going to be very hard to see these options really work in our favor, but still, there is a lot that is in the money too, so I can't discredit that. You're still going to see those be fully hedged for by, next Friday. So keep that in mind. As far as the put side, you have about 92,000 puts that are in the money for next week, and about 281,000 puts that are out of the money for next week as well. You have been seeing some people selling puts, so there's not as many puts actually on this expiration as there was just last week. So looking good right there. All of this information is looking really, really good. Let's take a look at Fintel. Let's see who is buying AMC as of late. And we can see institutional owners, and look at that. Not a surprise. It is bullish. Vanguard, 223,000 shares bought. You see added 30.88% to XR securities, and another 18% right there. And most of these filings, besides these two right here, are all either brand new positions or adding to their existing positions. So all in all, looking really good, and I'm just excited overall for the volatility. It brings a lot of opportunities, and if you want to trade those opportunities alongside us in the trading community, check that out, pinned down below in the comment section. If you guys want to get totally free stock as well, link for public and Webull down below in the description of this video. Love and appreciate you guys. Thank you for watching. I will see you in the next one.